Hey, good morning, guys. This is Drew, aka Stockfella. Just doing a quick video on an option strategy that correlates to Dan's PS60 for you guys with smaller accounts, guys and gals. I have a smaller account that I'm trying to build, and options right now, especially with the volatility being in the market, or with a stock that moves a lot each day, such as Amazon, which I'm going to talk about, is really a great way to not have a ton of exposure to the downside, but a lot of exposure to the upside for exponential gains. So we're going to dive right in real quick. And what I have on the screen, I took this recording program, and I've only really just zoomed in on part of my screen. I use two 43-inch screens, and I have 16 charts up, which really is only 4 stocks, and then I have some other stuff. But on Amazon, I pretty much have all the same lines on my chart that Dan does. Some of these may be a little different. I use a couple of different things. Be that as it may, Amazon, yesterday morning at the open, this dashed blue line was the high from the day before. And I was looking at that as a pivot based on some of the stuff that Dan uses in his PS60 on the 60-minute and 5-minute. So I started looking at the 1445 call when I saw Amazon was about to break over that, and you're maybe wondering why. Well, this particular call has a delta of 30. In other words, it will move around 30 cents for every point that Amazon moves. So the option will move about 30 cents in value for every point that Amazon moves. So you're thinking, well, that's not that great, but really it is, because if you have your pivot there at, let's just say 14.19, because that's where I put the line, and the option is at about $7, which is equal to $700 per contract if it's at $7. So if you're taking, let's say, one contract on that pivot at 14.19, it's going to cost you $7.50. You have $750 at risk. So let's say that your stop on Amazon would be, let's call it $4, so $14.15. If that happens, then the option will drop back about $1.20 to $1.50 on that 4 or 5 point stop on Amazon, because remember, every point for Amazon is 30 cents on the option. Otherwise, if it breaks through the pivot, which this did, it went through over here. You can see a little pullback. So it went through, came back, but still the low was only 14.17, so the option only came back to 8.52. So it never came back and violated this 7, or if you had a stop down at, let's say, 5.50, which is a $150 loss, then you would have been out for a $150 loss, but it never hit that. Turned around and took off all the way up to 14.37 at 10.35. Come over here to 10.35, and at the time I saw the option was bidding 12, but it went to 11.50. So from $7.50 to $11.50, that's a $4 move on $700, or a $400 gain on a $700 option contract with only $100 to $150 risk. So you're risking $150 to make $400. Now, if you had held it all day, you went from 7 all the way up to 16. Now, as Amazon accelerated, the premium, or the delta on the option, could build, and I'm going to bring that screen over real quick. So I'm using Thinkorswim, and this is an options chain. I don't normally have this in the foreground. I keep it hidden. But I will come over here, and I look at delta and implied volatility. I'm more concerned with delta. So on something like Amazon that can move 20 to 50 in a day, I'm looking for a 30 delta. As I said, the reason that is because if it moves $3 against me, that's only $100 against me on my call. Same thing for the put side. If you're looking to go short, you can look for a delta around 30. If you want to play at the money or closer to dollar for dollar move with Amazon, then you're going to look at something like this. You're going to look for a delta of 1. Basically, that's going to move dollar for dollar with the stock. Greater risk, but greater reward. So anyway, if you have a smaller account and you're wanting to play something like Amazon, you don't necessarily have to try buying 5 shares. You can look at contracts and options. It's just simple calls, simple puts. There's no iron condors or butterflies or any crazy crap. That's it. You're just using a simple call or a simple put. You're playing the pivots that Dan talks about in the room or on the 60 and 5-minute chart. If it breaks through, you set your stop on your option, and if you're using around a 30 delta, that gives you $3, or you could say $5 even, and the most you're going to lose $150 to 200 bucks. But your gain, as you could see, if you had bought in the 7 area, even if you took the first spike, you're still making $400 something on a $150 risk. That's a good risk reward. Held it longer, you're getting up to 13. Now you're getting up to 600 bucks. Held it all day, they're making almost $1,000 on one contract for risking 150 bucks. To me, that's a great risk reward. So I hope that helps. I'll try to answer any questions in the room if anybody has it. I think Dan can explain this pretty easy. It's something I like, and right now, while we have volatility in the market, I'm trading a lot of the E-mini S&P 500 because I'm on restriction, and I have another account that's my brother and mine account that I can actually trade stocks and options and futures in that I'm utilizing. So hopefully this helps somebody. It helps me. It's a way to use a smaller account to leverage your money at a smaller risk to make exponential gains. Hope everybody has a blessed day. Thanks.